As we reflect on what happened in 2022, I would like to say that, at least in my opinion, 2022 was the best year for the decade 20s. The start of this decade wasn't good, because when 2020 came, we were struck with this deadly virus, originally dubbed as the Chinese bat-eating virus, and which evolved into what we now know as COVID-19. And because of that virus, the start of decade 20, the entire world was put on hold. Well, at least in my point of view. From 2020 and 2021, it was the scariest 2 years of my life. Not really much for me, but more for my loved ones. My mom also had a health scare back in 2017, and she almost died. And also, I have 2 very young nephews who had to stop being children for 2 years because of this stupid virus. And I was scared to even go out. Not because I was afraid that I would catch it, but more so, and I think for a lot of us, we were scared that we would be carriers and bring it to our loved ones. 2022 witnessed many deaths. It was scary enough na nga dun sa where people got sick of it. But what was more scary was when I heard my first news that a friend passed away because of it. 2 weeks upon getting that virus. Even something as deadly as a virus, the supposed solution separated a lot of people. There was a big divide between whether or not we should take it, if it's safe to take it, and many other reasons in between. But when 2021 came, we slowly found a glimmer of hope when the first vaccine has been announced. And even if it was just in the experimental stages, we were desperate to get our hands on it. Sadly, in the Philippines, it took more deaths before we got our first dose. And that's when we started seeing that hope. It was a slow start, but 2021 and coming into the first and second quarter of 2022, the world slowly went into what we now call as the new normal. In 2021, the family started slowly getting the first dose of the vaccine. Based on the news that we've been reading and watching, not knowing whether it's true or not, there were some brands that we were hesitant to take, some brands that we didn't want anybody else to get. But due to the availability and also thanks to the recommendation of some doctors, we started getting our vaccines. We got our first vaccine 3 to 6 months later, we got our second dose. At the start of 2022, we got our first booster. And by the time that it was time to get the second booster, some of us in my family decided not to get it. But I sure did. Me, my niece, and my nephew got it. And my sister-in-law. But seeing how the numbers were slowly going down and seeing how specifically in Parañaque the numbers weren't going as high and as quickly, yeah, I was already convinced that getting the second booster wasn't that necessary, as long as we're just careful and obeying protocols. But in the middle of August, July and August, for some reason, everybody in my family got COVID. Dito sa bahay namin, doon sa bahay ng sister ko. And a few weeks after that, even in the house of my sister-in-law who's in Hong Kong, we all got COVID. I would like to say that it was a blessing that we got COVID at the time when it was already weak enough that we were able to self-medicate and just isolate at home. I mean, of course, we had close monitoring and close communication with mom's doctors because among everyone, si mom yung pinaka-delikado because of her history. And in 10 days, all of us were okay. And on October 9, I started my first daily vlog. I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into, nor did I have an idea of what I wanted to share with you guys. I just figured that I needed to start somewhere, get into the habit, not knowing that in a while I'd be able to find my own editing style, shooting style. When the daily vlog started, I only had 157 subscribers. Not knowing and looking now, as of this shooting, I have already 226 subscribers. It may not be big to other YouTubers that you watch and follow, but getting around 70 plus subscribers in a span of 3 months, that's insane. And I have no one else to thank aside from God, of course. This, you guys. Siguro iba sa inyo nabudol, iba sa inyo siguro ninaka ko yung telepono para i-subscribe. But a big chunk of you guys believed in what I can do and what my potential is. And that is what motivates me to push forward and try YouTube. Being a YouTuber. And so as we bid farewell to 2022, let us be thankful to God that we have survived and that we have gotten to this point. Maybe it's good to learn from it. Let us learn from this and try our very best not to repeat. Let's not repeat. So, this is your Tito E-Boy, the greatest of all Titos, greeting each of you a Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022.